What's going on, YouTube? This your boy Romeo Trading back again for another video. Before we get started, special shout out to my 70 subscribers. I appreciate you guys for joining the team. I look forward to making money with you guys every day of this week. If you haven't yet, hit that subscribe button, like, comment if you find today's video educational and or helpful. Let's get into it. All right, so right now I got up the SPY and Thinkorswim. I use Thinkorswim through TD Ameritrade. Oh, sorry about that. Just got done working out. I'm a little unorthodox right now, so just bear with me. But yeah, right now we're looking at the SPY. Interesting week last week. Big little shake when the stuff happened with the Capitol. Then we had another little shakeout Friday. I'm really thinking we're gonna get a red week next week. It just seems like it's been itching for a pullback. Even though the weeks have ended green, we got big volume here. Me personally, I just think we're gonna have a red week next week. Probably retest. Like I say, we might retest this 375 area, or we still can retest this 350 area. So that's my expectation on it. Like I said, we don't have to come back. We can just keep going bullish. But it's just, like I said, last week was pretty interesting. We got low volume, we got high volume here on the week. Nice little hammer here up here at the top. 4 weeks green. It's kind of an indecision going on, seems like. Even though we did have this big shakeout here 2 weeks ago, it just kind of making it look like it might want to have a red day, maybe rest a little bit. So that's gonna be my attitude going into next week, is maybe a slight pullback. Like I said, we got a hammer up here and a hammer here on the weekly, so it just kind of just look like it want to rest. So I won't be surprised if we kind of gap up Monday and kind of pull back, or if we just kind of gap. Hopefully we don't gap down Monday, but maybe gap up Monday and then pull back and kind of rest a little bit, because it just seems like the market is it just kind of in the indecision period right now. Like I said, we got this big top and tail here, big bottom and tail here. Definitely some type of battle going on here at this 370 area. So like I said, if we push up higher, I would just proceed with caution. Moving up higher, like I said, we're getting a little bit far away from the moving average here on the daily. Just kind of be mindful of that. But yeah, I got like 20 something ideas. Like I say, if you guys have a position in one of these stocks, feel free to leave your comment on your thoughts and stuff for today's video. I will be leaving timestamps in the description below, so you guys will be able to fast forward to your particular ticker, your particular stock. So that way you don't have to sit through the whole video. If you do decide to sit through the whole video, I definitely appreciate it. Like I say, I can use every little piece of help I can get, just trying to build my channel up. So hopefully you guys enjoy. Let me look at the cues real quick. Pretty much put out the same hammer right here on the monthly. So yeah, just kind of be mindful. Like I said, I wouldn't be surprised if we pull back maybe to the 300 area. That's just my personal thinking. Like I said, 3 weeks up. We had 5 weeks up here. Had definitely had a pullback here. I just think it's about time for us to get a good pullback. Maybe find some support and then proceed to move up a little bit higher. We're gonna see as the time go. We got a lot of political news coming up next week. With the presidential shift and things like that. So just kind of be mindful. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna be mindful on what positions I hold and how long I stay in positions, because I may not stay in them as long as you do, or it just depends on how your trading plan and style is. But yeah, let's go and jump into some of the ideas. I'm pretty sure it's gonna be kind of a long video. I'm starting my ABC order. First idea is ABEO, ABEO Therapeutics. Starting with the monthly, I got my alarm set to the high of last month, which would put it at about 185. Seems like that's a good pivot that they want to break out of. We got a lot of volume here down here at 90 cent area. Like I said, a lot of volume here on the monthly. You know, a lot of accumulation down here, a lot of shares being traded down here in this area. So I think, you know, with this 4-month push down that we got another bullish push up. Probably, I think we can probably push up to this 250 area based on the monthly. I don't see any reason why we can't. Like I said, we take out this pivot high 184. I believe we definitely got room. We've hit 183 so far. So like I say, another push up, and I think we'll definitely do it. Drilling down to the weekly here, we do have a little bit of consolidation here between the 150 and the 185 area. It's kind of been consolidating here. We got the moving averages coming into play. So definitely time is on our side. Like I said, we got room to 250 here on the monthly. We do got weekly resistance here on the 50. So like I say, getting to 250 exactly wouldn't be a problem. It's just how much over 250 you would expect for it, you know, before it pulled back on you. Just kind of be mindful of that. Like I said, I really like this. Drilling down to the daily. We got a nice, like I said, we got a nice triple top here. We're over the 20 and the 50 period. So I think this thing is about to break out. Like I say, we should know Monday if this thing is really gonna break out or not. Like I said, I got my alert at 185. After this video, you know, well, basically in the in the morning, I'll be putting positions in the system depending on what's actually looking like it might want to trigger. But this is definitely one of my favorite ideas to trigger. We got the 200 here, so expect maybe some resistance up here at the 220 area. Like I said, that 250 is right up there, so you know, expect big volume in this area as far as resistance goes. But you know, that area is still not that bad of a target. You know, if that's what you know, if you're in it for, you know, a short term. But yeah, definitely keep an eye on the 185 area for ABEO. Next idea is ACB. This was in last week's newsletter. We made some good money on this one. Drilling down here, us having this wide range red week here, no green all of December. And then we pretty much timed that breakout right over this red pivot over this 910 area. We got plenty of shares here. It ran up pretty good, put in a nice little red little bottoming tail here on this 20 period and 200 period. Got the 50 period there. So we already knew we was gonna add shares here. We added, definitely, like we added a lot of shares here at close. And then, you know, that next morning we had a nice gap up. And I sold a lot of my position in that gap up. If it pretty much faded, like I say, you know, we had a bullish run. It ran like $1 here, then it gapped up. You know, it kind of retested this 910 area. So like I say, we really couldn't expect it to do much more. We knew we had this 50 period here on the weekly that we was battling against. I posted it in Stock Twits. This basically was a triple rejection here. So 3 times rejected here at this 50 period on the weekly. That's really been our only defense, really. Monthly resistance isn't to like the 25 area. Expectations for this, I think we're gonna push up again. Like I say, we ran pretty big. We had a nice $3 range last week. So the stock ran $2.92 exactly in full before before it pulled back. So I definitely think that we got room for another run. We do have a little support here from the 20 period on the weekly. Drilling down to the daily, I really like this over 1050. That'll really break us out of this falling average here, this 50 period on the weekly. So like I said, over 1050 is an interesting area. You got a 50 cent, 50 cent R&R on it. Like I said, if it hit 1050, you can put a stop at $10 and see if this thing is gonna run next week. Like I said, I'm definitely keeping my eye on it. We are above all 3 moving averages on the daily. So that's something we've been kind of fighting for a while. As you see here, was kind of fighting this 200. Then we got the 20 period, then the 20 period bumped us down. Then we still fighting this 200. So like I said, we finally broke out of that, and I think we're gonna be bullish for the rest of the month. I think we need to get over this 1220 area. We did hit it pre-market when we gapped up, but we need to be able to hit that target in the open market as well, or be able to close above or at that area as well. A lot of the other cannabis stocks did actually break that high. So, you know, I'm not in those positions anymore, but like I said, we're still keeping an eye on Aura, Aurora, however you want to say it, for another move over 1050. Like I said, that's my idea on that one. Like I said, green day, resting retest day here, gap up, kind of faded, sold off, kind of downtrending right now, big volume, downtrending. Like I said, we had this, seems like a $10 retest. We got the moving averages down here at the bottom, coming in our favor. So like I said, if we get another bullish push up over 1050, maybe we can clear this 50 period, and then like I say, continue to push past this monthly high of 1220. So that's what we're looking at for ACB. I'm on to the next one, ADMP, Adamis Farms Corp. Drilling down to the monthly, we do have a slight little rejection here on the monthly. We got our order at 80 cents. That'll put it over November's high. So breaking over a red month is definitely a target area for us. Interesting thing about this is going to be the volume we put in, over 50 million volume on this day. If we drill down a little bit more, we will see all this volume was pushing through these moving averages here. We was pushing through the 20, the 50, and the 200, and put a nice little red doji right on top of that 200 period. So I think this one still has a lot more room to move up. Definitely no resistance here on the daily. No resistance here on the weekly. Like I say, this would technically be breaking out of this trend here. You could say that the trend line's here. This is breaking out. Putting it here would still, put it in trend. So definitely getting over this 180 area would break us out of this trend. Whether you want to, draw your line this way. Y'all can see that. Yeah, y'all can see that. I'm on the weekly chart here. So yeah, if you want to draw your line from here to here and say we was breaking out of this trend, because that actually lines up with our pivots, or if you want to make this a new pivot high, getting over that 80 cent area would be a nice area to start on that as well. So yeah, definitely keep your eye on this one, ADMP. We got a nice resting day. So getting in this Monday is an option. If you want to be a little bit more aggressive, you can get in, maybe 75 cent. Give it room to really break through that. So, maybe 75 cent if you want to get in a little bit early. That's still a good idea as well. Still pretty cheap. I'm not sure how much of a move up it's going to make. Definitely got room to $2.40. That would be the next resistance on the monthly, just in case we did, get like a mega gap or something like that. We do have room to 240. But that's it on ADMP. Next idea is AESE, Allied Exports Entertainment. This one here kind of bared out for the first start of the week, but I think that this is basically kind of a retest. Let me see, the high of this bar was 813. The high of this bar was 113. Low of this bar was 138. So it didn't quite hit this pivot high here. Drilling down to the weekly, we do have a little support here on the 20, so we're gonna see if that holds. Maybe get us up out of this get us up out of these moving average wedges right here. Definitely want to break out of that. So I got an alert set at 165. That way, if, like I said, we did have a nice bottom and tail here at 150. So maybe if this holds, Monday we push past that and get over this 180 area, because that's gonna be our next resistance. So like I said, once it breaks 165, expect resistance in this 180 area. We also have the 200 period here. So, it's definitely a lot more risk in this one. We did break that 200 period, but then got rejected. Seems like we're riding this 20 period. So like I say, maybe that if we get some good volume, maybe we can push past this 200 period. So we got now, alert at 165. If we did take this position, we probably would have small shares here and wait for it to actually take out 195 before we actually got full on this, because we want to make sure that it's actually not going to get rejected here. So we definitely want to make sure that the commitment is there. So maybe take a partial out here just to see if it's actually going to break through this 180 area and hold it. And then we'll probably add, right over that at 195, taking out this pivot here on the daily. But that's that idea. Like I say, turning the monthly back green. Like I say, maybe just maybe a sell-off, semi-retest for the monthly. But like I say, we're not getting in it until the month's back green and the sentiment's back green on the month. So that's how we want it. So we're gonna wait till we get that before we get into this one. Moving on to the next idea is BLU, Bellis Health Inc. Company. All right, drilling down on the monthly. We did put in a red doji last month. Getting over this 350 area is the ultimate goal if you're in this long term, because that's where the prior pivot was. Moving average is also there, so that's going to be, you know, a little bit of a problem as well. So, you know, kind of consolidating and trying to figure direction on the monthly. Drilling down on the weekly, we did have a nice volume push up here. Kind of been consolidating sideways. I really like it over this 120 area. But this one, we would want to we wanted to break and then come back for this particular idea. Just based on how many times it has tested this area. We really wanted to break and hold this area first, or you can just go ahead and just have an order here up at 350, because that, like I said, that's last month's pivot anyway. Ooh, excuse me. So the 350 area is definitely the area that you want to be at. But like I say, if it gets over this 320, which I think it might, you know, we definitely want to see what it does first before we want to put an order in. Like I say, we was already 3 weeks green with no real movement up, just kind of been consolidating. So we definitely want to see what it's actually trying to do. We don't want it to push up to 350 and then fail. So we want to push up, see what it's going to do, and then we'll get in based on maybe a daily bias on this one. Like I said, we got over this red bar here on the daily. So that will be a good entry. But like I said, as a daily entry, your target wouldn't be too big, you know, if you're in it short term. But just keep an eye out for this one over 320. And then, like I said, we'll check on it again in the 350 area as well. But that's it for blue. We do have the, you know, we are over the daily 20 and the daily 50. So that's good. We are over the 20 period on the weekly. So that's good. We do have good direction as far as it moving up. We're just going to see, you know, we're just going to see if we're going to be able to move in that direction. We do got a bunch of pivots here up in this 320 area. So yeah, just keep an eye on blue. Moving on to the next idea is BORR, Board Drilling Limited Company. Drilling down to the monthly, we really don't have any monthly resistance until we get to the $3 area. You see, it was rejected here back in the day. So I still think we have room to push up. Big volume here, more big volume here. Still maintain bullishness barely on the month, but we did start our first week off green, so that's why we got the green, small little green doji bar right here. Drilling down to the weekly, we had a nice bull run, retest this 20, put in a resting bar, pushed through it, kind of retested that with that week, pushed up a little bit higher, had some big volume. I guess it decided to rest, put in 3 weeks of rest. Then we got another bullish doji here, right up on that 20 period moving average. So a breakout is definitely on the table to get over that 115 area, 50 period on the weekly. If you drill down to the daily, we do got a pivot here over $1. So we got our alert at 98 cents, just to be alerted a little bit before it breaks $1. We are under the 20 period on the daily, but we are over all the long-term periods, over the 200 and the 50 period on the daily. And we put in 3 resting days while maintaining that bullishness on the week. So that's a good sign as well. You want to see some rest. Well, I like to see a little rest before I take a weekly green, you know, doji. Like I say, over this 98 cent area will be a good area to buy. Like I said, we put in a lot of rest here. So if Monday, if we shot up past this area, I think we have a nice little run on our hands. At least to this 115 area. That'll put us at a 50%, roughly a 50% from this 130 area down here to this 175 area. So maybe 50% of that. Hold on, my mouse isn't working. Y'all can see that. Maybe to this 115 area. That's 150 about right there. So maybe, like I said, we ran up here, bounced here, ran up here, pulled back deep. Like I say, maybe a bounce up into this same pivot high. That'll give us kind of that W pattern. Maybe a slight pullback to 1. and then another push up higher. So that's the expectation for that. You can kind of see it better here on the weekly. Kind of pull back here, bounced here. We run up here to this 120 area, pull back to the dollar area, and then shoot up. That'll pretty much be your uptrend pattern. Move these. But yeah, that's that idea on BORR. Interesting idea. Like I said, expect resistance in this 115 area. And like I say, just like here, pushed through it, got rejected, had a rest in the week, and then tried to push through it again. We're gonna see if we can push up through it and get some profits on this one. Moving on to the next idea is BXRX, Baldex Bio Incorporated. Starting with the monthly, we had some big volume last month in December. Big volume followed up by a green month. Like I say, we starting off green, big volume starting out. A big volume taking it in last week. So definitely interesting idea. We are under the 20 period on the weekly. And I'm not sure if we even have moving averages on the monthly. Nope. So this company isn't that old. I'm not sure if this is if this was a name change or a new IPO. But definitely looks like it want to actually run. So I would say that now is the time to buy. We put in a nice run, kind of drop below this pivot here, drop below the $4 area, retested the $4 area, failed again. Now we're down to $1. Volume's picking up big time. As you see, there's little to no volume here. And as you see on the monthly, we got a lot of volume picking up here. A lot of volume in December. So somebody bought a lot of those shares. And now we're going bullish. So this will be an ending bar. This will be the end of the downtrend. So like I say, we got a nice 34 million shares here. 34 million shares last week. That's very interesting. Drilling down to the daily, we are just over the 20 and the 50. So this is a beautiful area to buy, over 120. Like I said, we held bullishness for the week, big volume here to take us through those moving averages, and then just resting volume here to basically keep us over those moving averages here. So if you're looking at this stock, looking for an entry over 120 is definitely an area to buy. The high of this bar is 118, so if you want to put a stop at 118 and your limit at 120, that would definitely be an idea as well. That way you won't get missed if it shoot up really fast tomorrow. You'll basically give it 2 cents to get you filled just in case it shoots up pretty fast. Like I said, I like the volume on it. It's very interesting. This is definitely one of my favorites. Definitely got room all the way up to $2.50 before we got in rejection on the daily. So that's an area to look for on the daily. On the weekly, we got roughly that $2 area. Same, well, a little bit lower. So we got the $2 area here on the weekly, and then we got the 250 area on the daily. I really think this thing can run to the 250 area. Bulls haven't really took over this stock at all. So I really think we got room to 250 before we pull back. So we might get a nice run up and leave a nice top and tail and maybe rest in this $2 area. So yeah, definitely keep an eye on that. This is definitely one of my favorites. I'll be looking for this one. This is kind of like my top 10 here. Just because of what's going on and what happened and how it happened. So yeah, definitely one of my top 10. We'll be looking for this one to trigger Monday. Take out this last month's high of 130. Breaking over that bar would definitely be a nice nice bullish signal as well. Breaking over this 130 area. But like I say, so we still got room. I think we got room to 250. So yeah, definitely guys, keep an eye on this one, BXRX. Definitely a top 10 in my book. Next idea is CKPT, Checkpoint Therapeutics Incorporated. Make sure y'all can see. All right, so starting with the monthly. This is already our third month up. We are over the 20 period. Like we kind of consolidated over it a little bit over the 20 period. We're starting the month off pretty green. Last month's high is 295, so we definitely need to trigger that area to see if any more bulls are there to help drive this thing up higher. Definitely got room to the $4 area on the weekly. Ooh, excuse me. Kind of riding this 20 period. Just looking for it to kind of get away from this 20 period a little bit. Maybe get a get a little extension on it. Like I say, first day of the week, we did have a nice sell off Friday, which was still bullish, even though it sold off. It's still bullish. So if we was to gap back up or push back up to this 290 area, I think we definitely could get a run in up into this $4 area. So definitely keep this one in mind. Like I said, we put in this nice green, this nice red pullback here, but still held the month and the week bullish. So, just a, profit taking, So that's how we're looking at it, is just minor profit taking. Bulls were still in control. We are above the 20, the 50, and the 200 period on the daily. This is definitely an interesting idea. If we get back over 290, we definitely could have a nice run in with all this consolidation here. Definitely keep an eye out for CKPT. Definitely on the watch list. Let me see, moving on down. Next idea is CYRN, CYRN Limited Company. Change my monthly back. Now the only concern here, just looking at it, we put in a nice wide range month last month, but we got rejected real deep back to the dollar area, which is a concern. Definitely a concern there. But like I said, we did start the month off green. We are on this 20 period moving average for the monthly. So that's a concern as well, as we've gotten rejected by it. In July, we got rejected by it. August, we got rejected by it in December. Like I said, we're back again for a fourth time to see if we're going to get over this this 120 area. Looks like. Drilling down to the weekly, we are over the 20 period and the 50 period. We do have a little sentiment on our side here. Drilling down to the daily, we are above all three moving averages. So I'm just liking it more and more. The more I drill down, the more I like it. We did put in a nice wide range day here on the volume. We got a little over 2 million. And then we got a nice resting day with less than a million, 864,000. So that's good. Nice bottoming tail here. You guys have been with me. I like to have at least a red bar to actually trade to get an entry. Like I say, over this 124, 125 area would be a nice area to get in. And we would definitely have to break that 135 area for it to kind of stick. If it breaks this and don't really get up to this 135 area, like I say, if it gets up, pushes up maybe to 130 and pull back, then we might have to question it a little bit. Because like I say, we got a lot of resistance over this 120. We got to see if we can actually get over this 120, 125 area, get up to this 135 area, then I like it a little bit more. Like I said, if we run up 135, come back, retest 125, then push up more, that's pretty much how we picturing this move to go. So that'll give you your run up, your retest, then your run up again. That'll take us out of this this falling average here on the 20 period on the monthly. Like I said, we got support from the lower time frames. We just got to take out this higher time frame. So definitely look at this over 125. Keep an eye on it. I'm gonna move this up just a little bit. Make it an even 125. There we go. All right, but that's it for CYRN. Keep an eye out for it. This is definitely one of my top picks here as well. Next idea is DFFN, Diffusion Pharmaceuticals Incorporated Company. Starting with the monthly. This one has pretty much kind of the same dilemma. Moving average here at this dollar area, and we all know the dollar area is a big area for a lot of stocks. But as we drill down, we start locking it a little bit more and more. The only concern is we put in a lot of volume here for no reason this week. Well, actually, no, I'm not gonna say that. I'm not gonna say that because I'm not gonna say that because we pretty much got boosted off this 20 period and this 50 period. But I'm drilling down to the daily is kind of a concern. But we are bouncing off the 200, and we do have the 20 and the 50 averages under. So that's good. Like I said, we are bullish. Over this dollar area is interesting. I I think we got. I think we can do one more run on this one because it looks prime, especially if we get over 115. So yeah, over $1. I got my alert at $1. This is very interesting. We did break a previous pivot back in November, so that's good. So that's gonna give us maybe an uptrend here. So I'm gonna kind of draw it out for you guys so you guys can see it. Here on the weekly, gotta move down to this area here. I just put it in the middle here. Then we gotta move up here. Then we got a small pullback. Let's just say to there, this dollar area. So yeah, that's definitely interesting. If we get over the 115 area, is golden. If you want to get in a little early, you can get in at this dollar area. But the true pivot is going to be at this 115 area. But like I said, that dollar area, like I said, if you want to get in a little early, maybe put a stop loss, maybe down here at the 70 cent or the 80 cent area. Give it a little room, maybe 20 to 30 cent, just to make sure it doesn't retest this 50 period. I mean, this 200 period. So just kind of be mindful of that. We did put in a nice wide range green week on volume. So that's my original concern. I think I'm gonna say next week may be a resting week before we push up higher. We're still gonna keep our alert in there, but I don't think the move is gonna happen next week. I think it will happen after next week. But that's a nice volume. Now we could push up. We could. It's definitely possible, but we don't want to push up too fast and then lose all the gains, especially for anybody that's in this long term. You don't want to push up too fast. You kind of want to trend up a little bit. Let me zoom out on this weekly a little bit. It's just the volume that's concerning for me. It's really not a lot compared to, back here, but it's the third week up in a row, breaking through all the moving averages. I'm thinking it may put in a resting week here. We might trigger at $1, and we might just kind of go sideways for the rest of the week. That's what I'm thinking on this one. So if you plan on holding this for a little while, $1 is definitely an area to get in. Maybe put a stop loss down here, and like I say, the 180 to the 170 area. It shouldn't drop too low with all the moving averages down here. It shouldn't drop below 180. You definitely wouldn't want it to drop below 180. Like I said, we got to pivot here to $1. You wouldn't want it to drop too low. Yeah, maybe 175. So maybe a 25-cent stop on it, just so you don't have your stop loss right here at the moving averages. Maybe 175, 170. Give it just a little room to pull back a little bit. Like I say, 3 weeks up. It may need a little rest, and I think it may rest next week. We do got a nice little bit of volume here though, so I might be wrong. But that's just what I see. Like I say, 3 weeks up, 3 weeks green, breaking through all this, breaking through all these moving averages. It may just need a little bit of rest, so it may go sideways a little bit. But you're definitely gonna get alerted at $1. May get some shares at $1 anyway, just because of how nice it's looking. But like I say, we got a lot of rejection here with the monthly, so we definitely need to get over that $1 area pretty good. Like I said, we got a high of 112. So that's the high of the month. If we don't get back up there, then it's gonna be kind of concerning. So just kind of keep your eye on that one. Like I say, if you like if you like me kind of drawing the ideas out so you can kind of see what I see, leave a comment down in the description. And I keep, doing little drawings on here so you can kind of see what I'm looking at as far as the patterns, as far as the trends, as far as the uptrends and stuff like that. That's why we start with the monthly, because, the monthly is green, you already know is an uptrend. You just got to find an entry or, find a way in. Drawings. But yeah, so, that's why we always start with the top. So like I said, if the month's red, we don't really touch it unless like I say, the high this month is 85 cent. If it don't come up to 85 cent, we're just not gonna touch it, because we need bullish sentiment. If we want it to go up, we need to know that the bulls are actually in control. So like I said, we got all the way down to 80 cent before it turns red. So I don't expect it to go back to 80 cent, but you got to give it time to bounce and rest. Just kind of be mindful of that as well. We did take out last week's I mean, last month's high of 95 cents, so that's good. Like I said, we did put in a new high. We did put in a 10-cent higher high. So yeah, definitely, like I said, definitely bullish. We just got to get over this dollar area, and we got to see how and when it's gonna happen. But you definitely get some shares in at $1 if you're interested in this thing. Put a stop loss maybe down here, and see how it goes from there. But that's DFFN. Definitely a top favorite idea. Just how nice the daily looks. Got to give it some rest. Love this bottom and tail here Friday, but I don't like trading after green days. I like for a resting day, so I'm gonna look for a resting day. Yeah, I'm gonna look for a resting day first, and then put my order over that resting day. Like I say, with this top and tail here, it may need just a little pullback, maybe a little rest, because we do got a lot of sellers that push this thing back. We did bring it back about 50%. We ran from 80 cents up to $1.10. About $1. That's a good little pullback. But that's enough for DFFN. If you guys like this idea, leave a message in the comments below. We're gonna keep it moving. Next idea is ENBL, Enable Midstream Partners. This is an idea we're waiting to turn back green. We do have a little room to the 20 period on the monthly. The monthly is currently red right now. We did have a nice little, we did have a nice little top and tail last month. Bulls are just really not pushing this thing up too much. Just been kind of consolidating a little bit. Drilling down to the weekly is where it starts to get interesting. We are meeting up at the 50 and the 20 period. We did have support there. We did get a nice little chunk of volume, 7 million shares last week. We did start out red, run up pretty strong green, and then put in a nice resting day Friday. I think this one's pretty prime if we get over this 565 area. As you guys can see, with the moving averages kind of lining up, you can kind of see that this thing may be ready to break above this $6 area for good. So this one is red. Like I say, last week was the first week of the month. So if it goes back over this, around this 550 area, the month's gonna be back green. So we're looking for it to get up to this previous pivot at the 565 area for a nice bounce. We are slightly over the 20 period. Actually, we're kind of under the 20 period, but seems like we're kind of riding this 20 period a little bit. We do have a little support from the 50 and the 200 on the daily. So the daily looks good in my opinion. Like I say, red day, green, red day. I'm kind of dojied out. So we, kind of met in the middle. It's kind of like indecision a little bit. But we didn't close the week out with a lower low. So that's good. We did close out the week. Well, technically a lower low. If you count Thursday and, Thursday to Friday, we did get a slightly lower low. But coming down here, for the start here, come down here. Move up here. Come back here. You kind of getting a sideways action right now. So that's why it looks like a doji on the weekly, because it's kind of just going sideways. Get it off. But yeah, definitely keep an eye on this one over 565 area, just in case the bulls want to take over for this month. Definitely could use a good little pushes. This one's kind of been looking kind of boring for a little while. Haven't really gotten over this $6 area. Gotten rejected by it a few times, so definitely looking for a move up higher on this one. Nice bounce here on the weekly, meeting at this $5 area. Bulls definitely stepped up. Like I say, flush down to it. Bulls stepped up, kind of met in the middle. So yeah, definitely keep an eye on this one. Next idea is FAMI, FAMI Inc. company. This was another interesting idea. Nice little uptrend here. Getting rejected by this 20, but riding it long enough to where it actually gotten above it. Since we've gotten above it, now we put in a green week here. Third month up in a row, had a resting month here, a sell setup that never actually triggered. So still bullish on the month. We do have kind of a higher high here, pivots here. So definitely maybe a move up to the 180 area is possible. 170 here, maybe move up higher. you know, going off that. Moving averages 20 and 50 period on the weekly are under. That's good. I don't see a 200 period at all. I'm not sure if it is one. Actually, this might be a yeah, this stock isn't that old as well. I guess it came out in 2019. I guess buyers are starting to step up here. Nice little run up and just kind of fade it down. So yeah, hopefully you guys aren't in up here in the $10 area, because ain't nothing worse than holding the bag. But if you're looking to get into this stock, if you haven't gotten in already, this is a good idea here. Drilling down to the weekly, like I said, we had a nice little run up here, nice little red resting bar. Bull stepped in again, triggered that high, closed out the week bullish. Like I said, we're overall moving averages on the daily, on the monthly, and on the weekly. So this is very good. Like I said, if you haven't gotten in, just take a look at it. Over this 130 area is very interesting. We had 3 days green. 2 days green and a resting day here. Nice volume to push it up to this 130 area. And then we had a resting day. So, you know, on the last I did, this was kind of what I'm looking forward to next week. It's a resting week, kind of like this. It may tag us, but overall that week is going to be resting just to make sure, you know, all the profit taking is complete and all the support actually steps up. But, you know, that's enough of that idea. But back to this one. Over 130 on the daily. It's a daily idea, intraday idea. Like I said, that area is nice. You got basically a 5-cent stop on this. If it triggers 130, we don't want it to come back past 125. So that's the idea on that one. So you're looking at a 5-cent stop. You know, if you're risking $100, you need 2,000 shares. You know, if you're risking $200, you need 4,000 shares, and you know, so far so forth. You know, you get some good R&R on this. Definitely could go to, you know, the 140. That's our previous pivot. You know, this 145, 150 area. We definitely want, you know, basically looking at the weekly, if you plan on holding this thing for a while, definitely have room to this 160 to 180 area, depending on how long you're actually going to be holding it. But it does look good. The trend has been bullish for a while. But yeah, definitely keep an eye out for that area. You know, if you want to add in that area, that'd be a good area to add in as well. But that's it on FAMI. Definitely one of my top picks for intraday. Just based on, like I said, that red bottoming tail right there that closed out Friday. Next idea is FBIO. All right, and this is the almost to the end of the list. All right. Starting with the monthly. Monthly is green. First week of the month is green sentiment, so that's good. Drilling down to the weekly. We do got kind of this semi cup and saucer. It's not as pretty as you want it to be. You drill down to the daily, you can kind of see the boldness of it. You know, you kind of see it, kind of filling in that gap. Well, we didn't really fill in the gap yet, but we're looking forward to actually filling this gap. Maybe get back up to this $4 area. Pivoted here, kind of bounced. Seemed like it got bullish in this area here because it didn't put in. Well, actually, it did put in a new. Well, it put in a new low, but it didn't break that low. So yeah, just like the previous idea, we got a nice resting bar here for Friday. Still closing the week green, so that's still bullish. So like I said, over this 350 area is definitely interesting if you want to add. If you're doing an intraday idea, you can do 350 by maybe 340. You can probably get 10 to 20 cents out of this thing, maybe within the first day or so. Just keep an eye on that one. We are over the 20 to 50 and the 200 on the daily. This would continue us over the 20, the 50, and the 200 on the weekly. We are over the 20 and the 50 on the monthly. So this is definitely looks good. Definitely a great idea. Like I said, over this 350 area, gave us a nice entry there over that 350. Nice resting day, taking out that bar. We can definitely get some higher highs out of this one. Possibly back up to this $4 area before we pull back. Yep, definitely another one of the top ideas here. Moving on to GEL, Genesis Energy. Starting with the monthly, we are under all the moving averages on the monthly. Sentiment for the month right now is bullish. Weekly, we are meeting right at the 50 period. We are over the 20 period on the weekly. What's nice about it, we had 4 weeks to run up 4 weeks to run straight. And then we pretty much rested last month. We had a sale set up that don't look like it's gonna fail. Let me see, the low was 598. The low of this month was 604. So I think the bulls are still in control of this baby here. We definitely need to get above this 796 area to really, you know, to really know that the bulls are in control, getting over this pivot here. So we're looking for this thing to get over. First, we got to get over the 705 area, which we drill down to the daily. We got a nice red resting bar here, right on the 20 period. We're above the 50 and the 200 period. So this is definitely a nice idea over the 705 area. You get roughly a 25 cent stop if you took this intraday. You know, 705 by roughly 680. That'll give you roughly about 25 cent. Good intraday R&R there. Weekly, you know, you kind of got to be careful on the weekly because holding this for multiple days, you don't know if it's actually gonna get over this 50 period, which, you know, we want it to be bullish, so that's the expectation. Is to get over this 50 period, break this this $8 area, put in a new high. That's the objective. That's what we're looking for it to do. Let's see here, looking at the weekly, kind of been bounced down. Meeting here, got the 20 period here. So yeah, definitely think this was gonna break out. But we got to make sure that we hold this $7 area first. Then, like I said, we can start shooting our targets up to $8 to get over last month's high. But that's gonna really confirm us, you know, being bullish. Even though we did on the monthly, if you look at the monthly again, we did put in a higher high on the monthly. We ran down here, big volume here. So this will be considered ending volume, which means that the downtrend is over. Big volume here. Bull stepped up immediately. The lowest low was in, like I say, this month here in March. Probably the virus, probably what did this. You know, had a nice push up, got rejected here. You know, typical downtrend fashion. But you know, we didn't put in a new low. We put in a higher low on the month. So that's good. Put in a nice green month here. Took out this pivot. Took out September and October. Like I said, ran up, had a nice resting month. Sales set up. You know, a lot of profit taken here, but it don't seem like that the buyers are really ready to stop selling. I think the buying is about to start coming in. So yeah, definitely keep an eye on this over 705. Definitely another one of the top picks. Next idea is GNUS. One of the viewers had picked this one out for me to check out, but just kind of go over it in depth a little bit. This one's kind of in a sticky spot. It's between the 20 and the 50 on the monthly, so it's kind of just been kind of going sideways a little bit. You know, which you know, it isn't good. It had a good breakout, and you see it got rejected. So you know, long-term gains. You know, you wasn't able to hold on to those gains long-term. Like I said, huge top and tail here. So that's definitely a scary sign. We want to see, you know, some volume pushing this thing up. We do have a sale set up here. Buyers did start to step up. You know, we want them to continue to push up. So like I say, drilling down, we do have a nice a green bar here sitting right up on the 20 and the 50 on the weekly. So that's good. If this is a higher low, like I said, this would be a great spot to actually start buying. I got an alert over this 115 area. The only other negative is on the daily. We're under the 20, the 200 period, but we're over the 50 period. So the trend is still up. It's just we don't know if it's actually going to push up higher this week. That's the only thing. Like I say, it still seems to be resting, and we do got a little bit of resistance. We broke down this 20 and the 200 pretty bad. Like I said, it kind of just gave out here. So this is the concern. So rest and trying to find support. So like I say, we was able to start out green, but we don't know if buyers are actually gonna push this thing up higher. So you know, that's the only concern. So kind of just be cautious. We did put in a huge top and tail here. So if we get back to 155, that would be a good sign. But like I say, holding over that and then pushing up higher is the expectation. Last week's high, well, not last week, but the week before last week's high was 160. So we can get back to the 160 area. That's definitely a good area. you know, to retest. And if we can hold that, like I said, at 200 and that 20 and that 200, it will start becoming very interesting. Like I say, no real resistance here on the weekly into the $2 area. Monthly looks good. Well, yeah, same resistance here on the monthly as well. That $2 area, got that 50 period there. So yeah, maybe a small run to 2, maybe. We kind of like I said, we kind of gave away that 200 pretty bad, but you know, it got the, you know, you know, you're gonna get your ups and downs. You know, you're gonna get your ups and downs. 3 weeks straight, like I say, red, bearish, bull stepped in. The volume is still pretty low. You know, you just kind of be cautious on this one. But yeah, looking at it over 155 on this, just to see what it does. Next idea is ISR, ISO Ray. We are currently in this position. I normally don't hold over the weekend, so we're gonna see if it bites me in the butt or not. But yeah, I had I posted on Stock Tweets that I did like this over 150, and that's pretty much what happened. I gotta start putting my Stock Tweet post in here. So it kind of shook out to 135. 135 was a stop area, but it did that first. So it opened up, it hit 135. We wasn't in it yet. Ran up to 150, and that's when it triggered. Right? So, so yeah. So it got back in. It did not come to 135, which I thought that was interesting. So I'm like, do I want to hold this over the weekend just to see if we're gonna get, you know, maybe a last minute little, you know, bump. Like I said, the weekly is pretty extended on this one. We did hit the monthly resistance here at $2. We hit $2 exactly. This thing ran up in the pre-market. No intraday run at all. So I thought that was interesting. So maybe an accumulation here. You know, maybe spread controlling the pullback. No run up. You know, just kind of controlling. Like I say, it had a nice push up here on volume. Got rejected at the 2. Came back to this 125 area. Bounced. We did put in a slightly higher high. It went from 150 to 155. So the breakout wasn't beautiful. We ended up getting some shares at 145. We actually bought over this. This 60-minute pivot high here, which it tagged it, and then like I said, ended up pulling back. You know, so we're gonna see what it does Monday. Hopefully it doesn't bite us in the butt. Y'all know I normally don't hold too long. That's just my trading style. My patience sucks, so that's just me. You guys like holding for weeks and months. You know, I'm working on it. I'm not gonna hold all these stocks for that long, but I'm working on it. I'm working on this multiple day stuff. That's why I wanted to do the swing trade newsletter. But yeah. So yeah, I got in at 145. I think we're currently down like $200. I got 10,000 shares of this thing. We're gonna see what it does. Huge risk on this. Huge risk. Huge reward as well, but definitely huge risk. We got some PR coming out Monday, which I didn't know until freaking after hours. I was tempted to sell, but yeah, you know, I was like, I'll hold it and see. If it don't work, then we'll just take a loss, and you know, we just have to get it back. I was keeping an eye on the 4-hour with this one. Let's see the low. Like I said, the 4-hour was looking good. Moving averages was coming up, so hopefully the news. I don't know. I'm just kind of expecting it to be kind of good news. Just based on the daily. You know, it got rejected here at the $2 area, but it didn't tank afterward. That's what's interesting about this one. It didn't tank. We did have a pullback here on the daily. You know, we didn't break this 125 area. You know, big volume here, which is expected. Got a huge sale set up here. You know, so definitely want to bought this when it did gap up, which I didn't catch it when it did gap up. But you know, nice sale set up here. It didn't put in a new low under this 125 area, so it kind of just rolled that. Got a nice little sale set up here. Didn't really drop too low. Went bullish again. So bull, like I said, we pushed up past the 150 area. That's why I was interested. I'm like, it didn't tank yet. So if we put in a new high, you know, my bias was here on the daily for, you know, for a morning idea. The high of this bar was 150. The close was 135. You know, so 150 by 135. You know, that puts the R&R at what, 15 cent? You got 15 cent stop. And it never tagged you out. The market was tanking, so I was like, yep, here we go, here it comes, you know, here it comes. But it held, even with the market tanking. The market tanked that day. But for, you know, it just had a big shakeout. I think it was, you know, the news or whatever. But yeah, it was a very interesting day. So, you know, we got 10,000 shares of this thing. We're gonna see what it do. My target was just 155. So if we could have got back to the high of the day, I would have been out. But we didn't hit 135 either. So, you know, I was kind of torn. I was like, do I just sell and, you know, whatever, and, you know, or do I just hold it, just see what happens Monday? So I'm gonna hold it, see what happens Monday. Hopefully it don't bite us too bad in the butt. If it decides to rest even more, we do have room to fall back to 80 cent. God, I hope we don't do that, not with 10,000 shares. So that's gonna be ugly. So, you know, with PR, we are riding this 20 and this 50 period. Maybe we get one more push up Monday, and then they can do what they want to do, because I'm getting out. So if you got in under $1, you guys are solid. You guys are solid if you're under $1. Intraday swinging, you know, it's kind of iffy for me, because like I said, we got plenty of room, got plenty of void here. We don't know how long this thing is gonna rest. We don't know. You know, we're gonna see. But yep, I'm currently in ISR. Interesting idea. I'm hoping the market don't tank Monday, because that's gonna be bad. But you know, we could have you know, relative strength to that. But we're gonna see. We're gonna see. We didn't break 135, and we semi got bullish after hours. So that's that idea. A nice little red 4-hour, you know, bar here. The low of this bar was 135. We went to 137 on this red bar. That's bullish. And then the low of this green bar was 138. That's bullish. You got higher lows here. So, you know, maybe a breakout is in store. You know, I'm hoping. So y'all don't mind me. But yeah, like I said, I analyzed the freak out of this thing before I took it, and it looked beautiful. Nice control here, which is beautiful. I put in a high here, put in another high here, breaking over the previous high. You know, it's very interesting stuff. Like I said, the high of this green bar here was 136. So it kind of held at 135, 136 area, and it looks good to go higher. You know, maybe one more run before we rest out for a week. Or maybe Monday, you know, just throwing this out there in the universe. Maybe we gap up to $2 and fade. Just throwing it out there, you know. But we're gonna see. I don't want to spend too long on this. Next idea, LODE, stock mining. Drill back up. Okay, so I'm sorry, got my time frames backwards. So monthly. So monthly idea is good. Breaking over last month's high. High was 113, so anything over 115 was good. We are currently resting at 114. So Monday, we want this thing to take off, because we broke above last month's high. Y'all know I normally have these type of ideas on my weekly ideas. So we want it to break above last month's high, come back to retest it, then push up higher. That's the expectation. We don't have resistance on the monthly till 180, so we're good on the monthly. We got 150 as a high, as a moving average. Got 200 period on the weekly, so we got room, and then we're over all three on the daily. I love this one. Nice drilling down to the intraday, over 120. I think we're gonna move. I think we're gonna move over 120. Nice volume here, taking out this pivot here on the intraday. coming back, retesting this same pivot, which is the last month's high, by the way. Last month's high, by the way. Coming back, retesting it, bottom and tail. We did cut in a little deep. But we did close the month out. We did close the week out green. We did break over last week's high as well. We broke over a monthly high. We broke over a weekly high. We closed the month green, the week green. We put in a red resting bar on Friday after a huge run, about 1.5 million volume. And then we put in a nice, like I said, basically a dead drop here. Just kind of retest. So definitely some profit. You know, you have a good day like this, you got to take your profits. Then you get back in. You want to support this area here, the 115 area. You got a 5-cent stop. You get in at 120, stop loss at 115. You got a 5-cent stop. We should be able to run at least a 150. I'm not saying we're gonna run straight. We got room. We got room to run to 150 on the weekly. What y'all think? Let me know in the comments below what y'all think about this one. Somewhat of a 3-bar play forming right here. Wide range bar, taking out a pivot. This resting bar is a little too wide, but it is a resting bar. Volume's not as heavy. Only 500K. You went from 1.5 million to just 500K. So less than half of that volume. So definitely resting volume. The big money, once it step up again off of this volume, oh, it's nothing to push past this. Y'all think about it. This is definitely a top pick here. Definitely gonna be looking at this one to trigger Monday. Gonna be looking at some cues to get in early. So yeah, definitely like LODE. Y'all keep an eye on it. Next idea, METX. METX Group Limited Company. Okay, all right. All right, interesting thing about this one is the volume on the monthly here. You know, you got a nice push down. You got big volume here on red. So you got an extended move down to this dollar area. You went from $23 all the way to $1. No big volume. So nobody really cared about this thing, like, until here. Then you got 12 million, right? Then you got another 12 million in the first week. You got 12 million to close out the year. You got 12. You got this whole last month's volume in 1 week. Very interesting. Very interesting. Very interesting stuff. See, the volume lets you know where the money's at. You got 12 million volume down here. You got this little bitty low green bar here. Just accumulating share, just buying it up, eating it up, eating it up, eating it up, eating it up. Definitely in a downtrend, right? So we got room to $4 for a good run, right? Now, if we drill down to this daily, we got a nice $7 million green bar. Getting over this 20 period on the daily. Somebody's ready to move this thing. We had a gap up and then a nice little resting bar. See, this is the kind of resting bar you want to see, you know, based on the last idea. But this one is still upper, you know, definitely upper 50, definitely upper 50%. I can get a better, there it is, there it is, there it is. Okay. So definitely a red resting bar, upper 50%. See, it didn't cut too deep. You know, pull back to 190, pull back up to 170, 197. We're not worried about that. If this thing is ready to run, we're gonna be over 2 come Monday. We're probably gonna shake down here, and then we're gonna rip. Think about it. Definitely like this. Look at the volume on the week. Oh man, look at that, 12 million. Definitely interesting here. Intraday idea. We got a high of 215. We got a close of 197. You can do 195 to make it an even 20 cent. You know, make it an even 20 cent. If you're risking $100, you just need 500 shares. If you're risking $500, you need 2,500 shares. If you're risking more than that, then you're gonna do the math, because I'm not doing it. Anywho, definitely an idea over 215. Light resistance here at 250. I don't think the daily resistance is gonna matter once the bulls really start taking this thing. I'm not sure if it's been shorted down this far or if buyers just haven't stepped up, but definitely think we got room to 4. Definitely, if we have a gap or any type of PR, it's definitely gonna it's definitely gonna be in this $4 area. So definitely keep a lookout for this one. This is definitely a hot pick, very interested idea, just because of the volume. Just because of the volume. Somebody's ready to make a move here. We're gonna see. That's METX. Next idea is NAKD, Naked Brand Group Limited Company. This is an interesting idea just because of the consolidation on the daily. We're gonna start with the monthly. Breaking over last month's high of 25 cent ish. This is definitely a penny stock, by the way. I wanted to drill down just to get a lot of cheaper ideas. I know a lot of people, invest in these stocks. So I wanted to make sure my content kind of hit all the the low stocks and the low price stocks and stuff. So I dug a little bit deeper into the penny stocks just to make sure I found some ideas for you guys. But yeah, definitely like the like I said, the monthly breaking over last month's high is good. Big volume here, kind of the same volume we had breaking over this 20 period on the weekly. So looking at the weekly, big volume here to really penetrate that weekly. Oh, excuse me, penetrate that 20 period. I'm sorry. Rested, had a small little bounce here, ran straight up to that 50 period. Like I said, you got big volume on these pushes. Big volume on these pushes. Rest. Then we got nice little volume here to hold it. Let you know buyers was taking over again. Like I say, consolidate over a little bit. Big volume, pushed it on up. If you drew it down to the daily, over this 40 cent area, it looked like it's ready to break out. You got a nice green day pushing up. Then you got 3 resting days with higher lows. So that would be something like a wedge or a triangle, right? Or a flag. Could be a flag. You draw a line here, you draw a line here, right? Draw one down there. Then from here to here. That would be somewhat of a flag or a wedge. Not really a wedge, more like a flag, right? So over 140, we break out, right? You guys like this idea? Leave it in the comments. We break out this flag here. Nice little, like I said, nice little consolidation on the 20. Got the 200 period. Really, is really around that 200 period. So it's definitely about to make a trend change. Definitely about to make a trend change here. What you guys think? Leave it in the comments. We got a pivot high right here. 32 cent area, really the 30 cent area. Yep, really the 30 cent area had a pivot here, 30 cent. Bounced off that twice. Good support here. Higher lows. So we can draw a line from here, basically right up to that 200 period. Because that's what we're gonna break out of. So yeah, definitely like this one. It's hard to look through these stocks and not find a good idea. I mean, these ideas are. That's why I be having so many. I hope these videos don't be too long. I know they be long as crap. You know what I'm saying? That's why I'm putting my timestamps in there for y'all, because it be so many ideas. Like, it's always opportunities out there. But yeah, that's about it for NAKD. Like I said, over this 40 cent area, it looks like it want to really get up out this dollar area. So we're gonna see. Let me drill back a little bit. This used to be $100 stock. Wow, but definitely done been beaten down. What the news say? Moving. Retail company. Okay, so just retail. Not seeing any specific news to justify this price action. So yeah, some PR about to drop. PR is about to drop. Just be ready. We're getting over this 200 period. Mark my words. Next idea, OPTT. Ocean Power Technologies Incorporated. Starting the month out, kind of green. Really don't like it on the weekly. The idea is to get over this 350 area because of how funky looking that red week is right there. It just looks funky. It's just a funky looking red week. Like I say, so the real target would be the 350 area. Pardon me, 1 second. Give me some water. Mouth's getting kind of parched. All right, I gotta start editing these videos. Anywho, over this 350 area is where we would like it to really get to. I'm not sure why we have these top and tails here. Probably just just a lot of selling here, but definitely top and tails here. We don't have any moving average rejections here that I can see. No moving average rejection, but we do got a lot of top and tails here. See, this top and tail here would actually hit a moving average period. So I'm not sure. I'm not sure the cause of that, but we're just trying to get in. We did put in a lot of rest last week and still maintain the green week, the green close, and the green month close. So that's good. If you want to be aggressive, you can get in over this 312 area, maybe 315, just to make it even. 315 by 275 ish. That puts you at about 40 cent. So about a 40-cent stop on that. That's if it triggers. But we definitely need to get over this 350 area. If we trigger 315 and don't get to 350, then it's probably gonna fail. So just kind of be careful on that. This little green bar here is just so funky looking. Like it looks, it just ain't my ideal red. I keep saying green bar, my ideal red bar. It just got the top and tail on both of them. Just kind of, it's kind of worrisome. Like I say, so over this 215 area, if we can really break through that and get to this get to the 350 area. I'm not sure what numbers I've been saying, but we need to get to this 350 area. 315 if you want to be aggressive, but without this 350 area, we could pull back, fall a little bit lower. Just kind of keep your eye on that one. Next idea is SESN. I'm sorry, hold on, let me go back. We are above, like I said, the 20 period on the monthly. We are above the 20 and the 50 period on the weekly. We're above all three on the daily. So sentiment is definitely up right now. So like I say, we do have sentiment to move higher. We just don't know how and when. We don't have any big volume as of yet. So maybe we get our big volume this week. So yeah, that's it on OPTT. Now we're moving on to SESN. Almost done, you guys. We are a little over an hour in. If you guys are actually listening to this whole video, I appreciate it. Hit that subscribe button, leave a comment, leave a like. Let's finish on up. Starting with the monthly, we are, like I said, we got rejected by this 50 period here on the last month. We are seeing like we're pushing over it. Had a nice little retest, had support here on the weekly. So nice weekly support here that bounced. 20 period and 200 period on the weekly that bounced. Took us over this 50 period, so we got bullish sentiment here going up. Weekly support stepped up. Like I said, that looks good. This is more of an intraday / long-term idea. You ran all the way up to 180. Maybe a higher run, maybe up to over $2 would be your next target area. We did get a pivot high last month of 182. So definitely will be your next target area. Maybe this pivot high, and breaking above this, retesting this area, then possibly pushing up maybe to this $2, maybe this 250 area on the monthly. So it's definitely doable. So yeah, that's that idea. Drilling down to the daily. This buy over this 160 area is likable because we have resting days here on the daily. We had a resting day Monday, ran up Tuesday, Wednesday, and rested Thursday and Friday. Nice little, narrow range, green week. Like I say, so over 160, we could possibly go ahead and start retesting that 180 area. That's what we're looking for over 160. Nice green closing week. Nice resting days leading up to the close. Like I say, rested and still maintain bullishness. That's good. Like I said, over that 160 area. So that's it for SESN, SESN Inc. Moving on to tops. I traded this one back when it did that little, somebody bought some shares and it ran up a little bit. I think it was here. Was it November? I think it was over here. I think it was in August. Somebody bought some shares and it ran up. We made some good profits on that back then. Anywho, bullish sentiment this month. We are green. Tops done got beaten down to crap. I think it's some shipping company. I think Top Ship Inc. Yep. So drilling down to the weekly, we did break out of last week's high, which was 135. We did break 135. It seems like we may have tested 135 on the daily. I'm not sure if we're going to get another retest on the weekly. Maybe open up shake down to 135, then go higher past 150. That would be ideal. But we did put in a resting day here on Friday. Definitely uptrend here, you know, just based on how it looks. So maybe a small downtrend back to 135, then, you know, push back up to 150. You know, the expectation is not for a quick trigger on this one, just because it's not too consecutive, you know. It's not like it's been down for 5 weeks straight or something like that for it to really just trigger. And we kind of getting this cup forming. So maybe we run up this 175 area, pull back to 150. You know, so break 150, run up to 175, come back to 150, then push it up, maybe fill this gap here at 220. I think I had a reverse split. That's why it looks like this. But yep. Moving averages is good. We do have a moving average forming here, 20 period. Monthly is so freaking far off because of the reverse split. So I think that's what made that one look worse. But like I said, the weekly is starting to look good now. Seems like we found a little support. We haven't put in a low since September, so that's good. We haven't dropped below this dollar area. I think the bulls are ready to push this thing higher. So keep a lookout over 150. Like I said, maybe push up, come back, push up higher. That's the idea on tops. We're over the 20 and the 50 period on the daily, so that's good. Next stop will be the 250 area on the daily. So that will be your next resistance area after we get over this 175 area. But that's it for tops. 4 more ideas. TRVG, Trivago, NV, ADR. Not sure what that means. Small concern on this. We're basically looking for this month to turn back green. Seems like we kind of got rejected by that 20 period on the monthly here. So slight rejection here. And it looks like it want to roll over. Like I said, we got a huge top and tail here in this area, in this 250 area. Nice top and tail here. So like I said, previous pivot and moving average here. This thing may roll over. Retest this, you know, dollar area maybe again. But you know, we gotta order. Drilling down, we're over the 20 and the 50 on the weekly. So you know, getting over this 140 area, would like to see what it does. Definitely interested over 260. Definitely interested. Like I said, it breaks last month high. That triggers last month's high. So you know, if it triggers that, then we definitely looking for a move up here. But you know, starting on the lower time frame, starting on the weekly, like I say, over this 240 area, it's kind of like I said, got above this nice volume to push over this $2 area, over these moving averages here. Kind of been resting. So maybe if the weekly 20 period curl up just a little bit more, we'll start seeing a move up higher. Drilling down to the daily, we're over all time frames, kind of riding this 20 period, which isn't good. I really don't like, you know, once it starts getting to this 20 period and riding it, it's like the sentiment start to fade a little bit. So with this being a red month, technically, it could run up, trigger, and then fall. So we definitely don't want to get into this directly over 240. This is not one of those ideas where we just get in at 240. We get alerted at 240. Probably put another alert here at 250, see what it does. We see what it does first before we put that order in, because it's been bouncing and it's been going sideways for a while. So we don't want to get triggered in just for it to fall back down. Still has room to fall back down to 190 on the daily and on the weekly. Like I said, our moving average is way down here. Haven't fully crossed over yet. So, you know, definitely probably in for some consolidation. So it may continue to rest this month. But if it do get over 240, I am interested. It probably will trigger too. We got a nice green bar here. So if we gap up here to 240, it might tag us in just to pull back. Just like it did here in November. It pretty much gapped up, tagged everybody in, and just kind of fell back. But you know, it did have a nice run up. But you know, the expectation, if it, like I said, we're not going to get in exactly at 240. We're going to let it trigger first. Then set another alert once that day closes, see what it does, and then we go from there on this one. So this is, you know, definitely not a top pick. Definitely just one to keep an eye on if you are trading this stock here. Next idea is VERB, VERB, VERB Technology Company Incorporated. The sentiment is green. We did have a nice push up December, taking us over this 20 period on the monthly, so that's good. We are starting the next month off green. We had a small pullback here. And like I said, a bounce in this 250 area. Looking at this again, I'm thinking it may pull back again. We had a nice, we ran up for 5 weeks straight. We did get a nice deep pullback. It was pretty deep. We are above the moving averages. You know, we are riding the 20 period. I did like this idea over this 185 area. Drill down to the daily. We did put in a nice bottom and tail bounce off the 20 period. So over 185 is interesting. I wouldn't buy this right off 85. I would wait to see what it do first. Maybe see if it push up. Push up maybe the 2, come back, and then, you know, then go up higher. You know, we want to see that kind of trend. We want to trigger first, then buy in maybe on a pullback if we get a good setup, and then go from there. Definitely like it though. You know, we are ascending on the daily and the weekly and the monthly, so we are ascending. It's just how and when. No big volume this week. So that's good as well. Like I say, we want to be a part of the volume spike. Get in a little early before it actually spikes. So we did. Wow. Sorry about that. If you guys heard that beep, I had my Bluetooth speaker thing hooked up. But anywho, I think y'all can still hear me. Should be good. Okay. So yeah, that's that idea on VERB. If you are in this, like I said, it looked like it want to push up a little higher. We're gonna see what it does. Nice little buy setup here. Nice clean bounce here at 150. Nice clean bounce. Yeah, definitely like this one. Next idea is Watt. Watt Energy's corporate company. I think they do like wireless. What is it like? It's kind of like WIMI. It's kind of like that hologram wireless charging type stuff. It's like a tech company. Traded this back when it first gapped up to $2 back in April. So trade this way back then. I've been keeping an eye on it here and there. Starting with the monthly, we do got a nice volume spike here in December. You know, volume spike, 4 months down. That would be the ending volume, considered ending volume maybe. So nice green push up here. Nice, like I say, nice wide range green push up bar here. Right back up to the moving average. Over last month's high would be 275 roughly. Shouldn't be an issue at all. We may gap over that, shake out into it, and then maybe push higher. That's the expectation on this one. Like I said, been red for 4 months straight. So definitely time for the bulls to step back up. Pushed up to this $2 area, rested, pushed up a little bit higher, came back to retest. And I think we're about to take out this 20 period on the monthly. Drilling down to the weekly. Like I said, we are competing with the 20 and the 50 period. So getting above this 260 to 265 area would be good to actually get over that and hold that. And the reason I like this idea is drilling down to the daily. We got a nice little wide range green bar. Got a little resting bar here. And you guys know, over a resting bar, I like it. Like I say, big volume here, green bar. And then we had a nice little resting bar over 260, maybe 260 by 240, be a 20-cent stop intraday. So like I said, getting in over 260. First target would be roughly $3, you know, give or take. So that's that idea on Watt. Very interesting idea. Just because of that daily. Like I said, we break out of this area, big volume. I think we'll be good to go. Last idea is WIMI. This was in the previous newsletter as well. It didn't trigger last week, but we did make some money on this one intraday. It had a nice little run to break over this $6 area. We was able to make some money just on the overnight gap. That's all. Like I said, closed here in this 630 area. Then we was able to sell it at open. Like I said, nice little early gap up here. Whenever you have big volume days like this that come out of nowhere, people are normally gonna buy into them a little bit just to get that price up, and then market it normally flushes off. So this would be technically another wide range green day and a narrow range resting day. It almost ran $1. Then you got roughly a 50% here resting day. So over 650 is very interesting. We was able to close the week green as well. That's always a good sign. Last month's high was 670. Like I say, 650, 670 shouldn't be too bad to break it. Get into that, just getting in a little bit early. Daily don't really look like much. We would clear that 20 period though. I'm really just, you know, waiting for WIMI to make another move. You know, we was able to get a piece of this move to 30 here. We're just trying to see where this company is going. You know, they throw this company in talks with, you know, Apple and Tesla and stuff like that, and you know, it just doesn't do much. So you know, we just kind of keeping an eye on it, just to get alerted over this 65 area. You have a roughly, if it triggers that, you have roughly a 50-cent stop. You know, if you got 100 shares, be $200. You know, 500 shares be 1,000. You know, stuff like that. Well, no, $500. You need need 1,000 shares. You know, and so forth and so on. But you know, roughly a 50-cent stop if you get in at 650. You know, maybe we get some more volume. Like I say, the volume changed from 3.7 million to 1.7 million. So half the volume there on the resting. So that's good. Back over 6. Definitely an interesting idea. But that is it, you guys. Hope this video went too long. We are at 1 hour and 30 minutes. I apologize. Hope this video went too long. If you guys like my ideas, have any suggestions, feel free to leave them down in the comments. Subscribe, like, comment, you know, all that stuff, you know. I think that's it. You guys have a good day. We'll see you Monday. That's it.